Welcome to a short video showing the replacement of a span of redwood fencing. After 19 years the redwood fence posts have failed. All posts and framing will be replaced with pressure-treated lumber. The first fence span has been disassembled. Original construction used stainless steel screws. That method allowed easy deconstruction. The fence boards will be reused as well as the gate. As one can see, the old 2x4 framing is in sad shape and will be replaced. The first new post hole has been excavated. Digging out the rotted posts was trialsome. Pressure-treated lumber was procured at great cost. 4x4s for posts and 2x4s for framing. Time to set the first new post. Posts are 8 feet long with 2½ feet below grade. Expanding foam was used to secure the posts. That product is much easier to use than concrete. The original redwood posts were simply set in with sand and pea gravel. After mixing the two-part foam product, one must relatively quickly pour the product as expansion begins quickly. This is rather a long sequence of setting the post with foam. Thought it may be of interest to some, so showing a good amount of the process. Starting to see good expansion rate. Once it gets going, the expansion finishes quickly. Expansion is complete. Then one need only hold the post level for a couple of minutes. Then the foam is set well enough to hold the post for final curing in a couple of hours. All posts for the first fence section have been set. Framing has begun. A level line was established between the two end posts to provide an aid to installing the cross-frame 2x4s. All but 2 of the fence boards will be reused. This saves a fair amount of money as lumber has become quite dear. Polyurethane was used to fill the original screw holes as well as some cracks and knot holes. We then cut and installed diagonal 2x4 cross braces. These braces are perhaps overkill. However, there were 2 leftover 2x4s needing a home. Once installed, they look at home and well settled in. The fence boards were then painted on both sides and 4 edges. Dark brown paint was selected to contrast nicely with the light-colored house and utility shed. Once painted, the reused boards look nicely refreshed. At last the final step is to install the fence boards. Coated size 9x3-inch decking screws were used. These screws have Torx drive heads. That makes driving them reliably slip-free as compared to a Phillips drive screw. Boards were leveled and clamped. Pilot holes were drilled and then screws sent home slightly below the board surface. 2 screws were used near the top and 2 near the bottom, driven into the 2x4 cross braces. 2 battery-powered drivers were used. One fitted with a drill bit and the other fitted with the Torx bit. An elderly critter did the top screws while a much younger, more nimble critter installed the lower screws. This all went quickly compared to other steps. Done at last. Like many projects, there were times when one grew weary. Those times left one to wonder if all the toil is worth it. The result seems worth the effort. The fence back side is presented to any wayward onlookers. This fence side is presented to those utilizing the backyard. A spring-loaded gate wheel was attached. The wheel spring was preloaded to supply support, thus relieving the fence post of some burden of supporting the relatively heavy gate. The end. Did you stay awake?